Well, friends, the evidence is mounting that April 15th will be day one of Donald Trump's first criminal prosecution, the first of four. Let's talk about that because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, Donald Trump's first criminal prosecution is now set to begin on April 15th, and at least for the moment, it looks like that trial date is likely to stick. It looks like a firm trial date. But before we talk about why that is, if you'll indulge me just 30 seconds of housekeeping. As you may know, here at Justice Matters, we're an all-volunteer operation. We're up and running 7 days a week, posting a legal analysis video every day, and we couldn't do it without your support. So if you're interested in more formally supporting our all-volunteer efforts, our mission, our content, please feel free to come on over to patreon.com. You can sign up to become a patron, and if you do, I'll send you some Team Justice and Justice Matters stickers and a personal handwritten note of thanks. And thank you to the many of you who have come over to Patreon and are supporting our efforts. Now, let's talk about Donald Trump's first criminal prosecution, the first of four, which, as I said, is scheduled to begin on April 15th. Why do I think that's a firm trial date? Well, at least three reasons. First of all, there's nothing left to appeal. It doesn't mean Donald Trump won't file some more frivolous appeals, but there is no issue that he can now appeal that would cause an appellate court to pause the trial date, right? We experienced that in Donald Trump's federal prosecution in D.C. when that trial was supposed to begin back on March 4th, and Judge Tanya Chutkan had set that as a firm trial date, only to have Donald Trump file a motion claiming he has absolute presidential immunity against prosecution. And because that motion is what we would refer to as a case-ending motion, if successful, because frankly, if somebody actually has immunity against prosecution, which Donald Trump does not have, no president has ever had it, but if somebody does have immunity against prosecution, they shouldn't be prosecuted, right? There should be no trial. So when Donald Trump filed that motion, it's a unique and rare kind of motion because it sort of grinds the trial to a stop while that motion gets litigated up the appellate chain. And we all know that motion is sitting with the Supreme Court, scheduled to be argued on April 25th. Hopefully it will be rejected and it will be returned to Judge Chutkan, and she will put her case right back on the trial track, hopefully to be tried and resolved before the November presidential election. But in the New York case, the case scheduled to begin on April 15th, there are no issues like that Donald Trump can file, no legitimate issues that would put a stop to the trial. So that's reason number one. He's basically run out of issues to try to use to nefariously stop his trial from commencing on April 15th. Two, we have a legitimate judge presiding over Donald Trump's New York prosecution. Remember, that's the prosecution for Donald Trump trying to interfere in the 2016 presidential election by making hush money payments and then criminally falsifying business records to cover up the true nature of those hush money payments, to withhold that information from the American voters, essentially to rob the American voters of the full value of our vote. We have a legitimate judge, a serious judge, a judge determined to get the case to trial and to see that justice is done, Judge Juan. So whereas we have a legitimate judge presiding over Trump's New York prosecution, we have an entirely illegitimate judge down in Florida for example, Trump appointed Judge Aileen Cannon, who refuses to set a trial date, refuses to move the case through the system in a timely fashion, is throwing all of these roadblocks up, these absurd proposed jury instructions. Setting all of that aside, the third reason that this trial date is likely to stick is because of what Donald Trump's lawyers just filed. It kind of flew under the radar. They just filed a notice in the Florida case, the one that Judge Canon is presiding over, about what they anticipate happening in the New York case. And here is the motion, or the notice they just filed. In the case of United States of America versus Donald Trump et al. And others, defendants, the notice is titled President Trump's Notice of Trial Date. There's actually a typo in the title. It should say Defendant Trump's Notice of Trial Date. President Donald Trump respectfully submits this notice regarding the scheduled trial date in the New York case, People versus Trump, indictment number so-and-so, which may impact the court's consideration of the proposed schedules set forth in ECF numbers 356 and 357. On March 25th, 2024, the presiding judge over People versus Trump scheduled jury selection to commence on April 15th, 2024. While the exact date of any trial cannot be known with certainty because of jury selection, religious observances, and the anticipated schedule of the trial, we anticipate defendant Trump will be on trial in People versus Trump from April 15th, 2024 through the end of May 2024. Our initial proposed schedule anticipated a March 25th trial date in People versus Trump, and therefore the dates that we proposed to the court, meaning Judge Canon in the Florida case, particularly in late May and early June 2024, are no longer workable for defendant Trump in light of the adjourned trial date. As the court is aware, the schedule in New York consists of jury trial Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from the start of the trial until its conclusion. Defendant Trump will apprise the court of any new information regarding further scheduling changes. And it's signed by assorted Trump lawyers. So friends, this notice, which has now been formally filed in defendant Trump's federal case down in Florida, is another important data point, reinforcing the conclusion that Trump's first criminal trial will begin on April 15th. You know, back in 2022, in my Justice Matters videos, I occasionally said that I believed 2023 would be the year of the Trump indictments. And then in 2023, in my videos, I often said 2024 will be the year of the Trump trials and the Trump convictions. And I still believe that to be true. I think we are on track to have Donald Trump convicted of just some of the crimes he committed this year, 2024. And then 2025. What does 2025 hold in store? Once Donald Trump is convicted and serving a prison term, hopefully 2025 will be the year that we retool, we recalibrate, we rebuild the institutions of government. You know, I would love to see 2025 be a renaissance of ethics in government. Because justice matters. Hang in there, friends. And as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.